Have you ever heard of the man who hijacked a plane, demanded ransom money, got it, jumped from the plane, and was never seen or heard from again? It's the day before Thanksgiving in 1971 in Portland, Oregon. A man using the fake name Dan Cooper purchases a plane ticket for Flight 305, headed from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. He's a white male in his mid-40s, dark hair, brown eyes, dressed in business attire. Before the plane takes off, Dan Cooper orders a bourbon and soda and relaxes into his seat. However, right after 3 p.m., Dan hands the stewardess a disturbing note. "Miss, I have a bomb in my briefcase, and I want you to sit by me." The stewardess joins Dan Cooper in the seat next to him, and then he opens his briefcase to reveal sticks of dynamite with wires connecting them to a large cylinder-shaped battery. The stewardess becomes terrified, and then Dan has her write a new note, his demands: $200,000 in $20 bills, and 2 sets of parachutes. It was thought he demanded 2 sets of parachutes to make police think that he was taking someone else hostage with him, so they wouldn't give him faulty equipment. The plane lands in Seattle, Washington, and Cooper exchanges the 36 passengers for his $200,000 and sets of parachutes. He keeps the pilot and the staff members on board, and they set off from Mexico City. However, somewhere between Seattle and Reno, right around 8 p.m., Dan Cooper gathers his things, opens the back of the plane, and jumps out, never to be seen or heard from again. Or was he? According to the FBI on FBI.gov, they've considered over 800 suspects and eliminated all but 2 dozen. The name D.B. Cooper was actually a misprint in one of the newspapers, and somehow the name stuck, and that's what really we know the case by today, D.B. Cooper. So out of those 2 dozen suspects, let's go over a couple of them and see if they fit the bill or if they're a working theory. Richard Floyd McCoy. This was a man that completed an almost identical hijacking 5 months after the D.B. Cooper situation. However, according to 2 different stewardess drawings of the D.B. Cooper that they encountered, he did not match the physical description at all. It's likely that he was just inspired by the D.B. Cooper situation and decided to do the same hijacking himself. He received 45 years in prison, but he escaped and was killed in a shootout with police in Virginia Beach. There were a couple of other suspects that died, and their family members claimed that they confessed on their deathbed that they were D.B. Cooper. One in particular was Dwayne Weber, and his wife, Jo Weber, contacted the police and said that he admitted it and that he was D.B. Cooper. She claimed that before he died, he would have nightmares waking up and worrying about fingerprints that he might have left on a plane. He also had a lingering knee injury that he said he sustained from jumping from a plane. Jo Weber claimed he also had a very old Northwest Airlines ticket that he kept stowed away for no apparent reason. Dwayne Weber even fit the physical description according to the stewardess. They were almost certain that it was him, but the FBI eventually determined that there just wasn't enough evidence, and they ultimately didn't believe Jo Weber's story. Now in 1980, an 8-year-old camping 9 miles south of Vancouver, Washington, found $5,800. This was the same area that D.B. Cooper jumped. The FBI, according to serial numbers, determined that this was indeed the ransom money. None of the other ransom money was ever found. This leads me into the next theory that people have. D.B. Cooper died from the plane jump. There were many reasons to think this. It was nighttime, under heavy rain and strong winds, and a cloud cover blocking visibility to the wooded area below. D.B. Cooper jumped with 2 parachutes, one that was a training chute that was sewn shut. The other was a military chute that wasn't even steerable. The FBI genuinely believed that the infamous Dan Cooper, or D.B. Cooper, died that night. He did not survive the fall. Let me know in the comments what you think. Which of these theories makes sense to you, or is it something else that you've heard of or researched that you might think could be the case for D.B. Cooper and his identity? For the next few videos, we're talking about mysteries in history, disturbing disappearances that do not make sense over the course of time. Like the video if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Stay tuned. I'll catch up with y'all real soon. You dig?